What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a remix EP by Zedd, an EDM producer, and pitches like that. It had to say basically this product is called Spectrum EP, and it came out in the summer of 2012. So within the fair about it, within these pitches, as far as these fairs going to happen now, particularly Zedd was pretty huge in like the early 2010s pitches like that, so on and ordeals. Now he had not quite dropped his hit album Clarity, he had not quite dropped his hit album Clarity, which was his debut, but kind of within the fair. He had dropped like some primer EPs in 2011 pitches like that within those ordeals as well. But he was one of the capital type EDM type folks that had a lot to do with that particular sound, like David Guetta, Calvin Harris, some of these type of folks within particular, but plenty of that fury within this pitch. Now this album for the most part has 10 songs in their excellent type pitches, remixes the song Spectrum, which was a hit song from Zedd around this time 9 times, then it has a bonus song called Human on top of that, which is some excellent type ordeal. So classic EP here to get, recommend all 10 songs pitched like that. All 9 of these remixes have some excellent type flair about them within these pitches, breathe some new life in the Spectrum song, definitely within the flavor. This would be some excellent aspects to get more within the aspect within the tongues. The quality about this EP definitely has its appeal about it. It's like a bonus package just within the flavor. It's almost like getting 9 new songs of just that particular variation. The original Spectrum, now it's been since 2020. It's been quite some time since I've touched base with Zedd within these type of aspects. I want to say I reviewed Clarity and the remix edition of Clarity. I think I reviewed that album twice within these appeals. It's been a little bit within those fairs, quite some time since 2022, but look within the pitch as far as saying, I do remember like the aspect of some of the singles off that. I mean, that was a pretty blistering type album within those type of appeals, but Spectrum, that particular song was kind of like a conduit type song. That was kind of pitch of having like tastes of EDM in there with some of those type of pitches, but also within the format as far as saying that had like the makeshift kind of dredge to kind of have. I mean, that was something that EDM was kind of doing 2011, 2012, was having like the dance crank up, but also keeping it within like the lunch rush and work hours of probably between noon and 2 o'clock p.m. some of those type pitches, and occasionally there would also be some ones in there great for like the after work shift kind of dredge, like 3:30 to 5:30 pitches like that. And obviously then later on you had like the crank up type songs for past 6 o'clock p.m. pitches like that or further. But this kind of pitch is just as far as saying this particular album has a little bit of that type of fare. Now the crank up within this particular album is on here. There are some ones that do have some viciousness, but it does have like the fare of this different type taste, like the tone of what you're going to get here. In terms like the most factory type fit, for the most part, this is not as much full bound kind of makeshift with like the original Spectrum song, minus like Spectrum the acoustic remix, which is one that takes it to like basically that sort of tradition of folks like Rihanna and Katy Perry, folks like that, some of those folks that kind of would do those type of dance flavor kind of pop type makeshift type tunes, pitches like that. This feels like Adele, feels like Florence and Machine, and feels like your typical kind of blasé 2 o'clock in the afternoon type fare, like Rihanna, Katy Perry, Adele, some of those type starlets within the pitch. Folks, especially have another type folks. Probably also thinking of male folks like Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber in certain senses, maybe a little bit of Usher as well within some of those type pitches, some of those type formats. I mean, Usher did do some EDM pitches like that. This kind of ordeal. But yeah, this Capitalist came out in a prime era for EDM within these pitches for us. These first happen. So it's just the aspect, this the fury of it as to how that particularly happened. But it's just kind of the pitch that some crank up type moments, definitely with the aspect of this vicious type thing. The new song Human's pretty dope as well. And I want to say, I was looking up on Google not too long ago. Google says that it's a bonus on Clarity, but I don't remember that song being on Clarity. I think they just confused. They say it's the last song on Clarity, but it's actually the last song on Spectrum. So I think that's kind of the fair about it as far as this pitch can happen. It's just the aspect. I think both renditions of Clarity are kind of within those aspects, not having that song, but just so you get a bonus type treat, this prime type appeal, good companion to Spectrum. Both those type ones are kind of on here, so good pitches like that. But yeah, 10 out of 10 EP. So just go down the list with some of these. Spectrum acoustic is nice on here, like I was saying. This is the closest thing to like a makeshift type fare of a song. It's like a Bad Set of Ways type song and Harrowed, kind of classic early 2010. Spectrum Acoustics, like a Bad Set of Ways type song and a Harrowed classic kind of early 2010s grit to kind of get within these aspects here. Just a muzak kind of persevere as far as these pitch can go. So one of these type ones, you've heard songs like this, pretty similar to like the song Stay by Rihanna from 2012 off of her Unapologetic album, pitches like that. Just some of those type fares. Not so much like a full bound sob story, but just kind of pitch, just like the typical kind of grit and grease, like the aspect of this bad fare within pitch. It just not really in the mood, but still going with like the dance type vibes. So it's just good to get these pitches considering the the fact that within certain sentences, considering electronic dance music, EDM, what it stands for, pitches like that, is just kind of fair. Usually having music past 7 o'clock p.m. where it just is get some drinks in your system, shake your ass, some of those type fairs is kind of the pitch. It's one of those type ones that this is great for like the blase or just something to listen to either in. This would probably be the bank shot kind of work shift type one to go with in terms of this when you are in like the standard report to and get up within the fair, just like the day shift. This is one for like maybe not so much. I would suppose in certain senses it could probably be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. It could probably be 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, so those type fairs, but it's just kind of a brushy, just dredge type aspect of just kind of a chummy type dredge type aspect, just like your typical type music that you would have heard out of early 2010s good type fairs, but just good staple. This is the most popular song according to Spotify. So this is the reason why I'm talking about this song first. This is the one that has like the most kind of just cash. This is the one that has the least amount of bells and whistles with like the tariff. This is just a factory type one for report twos and pitches like that, I'd say. But yeah, some of these type ones. Another one that's kind of within that vein that's mildly kind of commercial within a pitch, but is just the aspect has more electronic dance in here is Spectrum Extended Mix. This is the original Spectrum as to how it was on Clarity is not on this album. So every one of these has like some degree of rendition towards it. So getting the original Spectrum, you're gonna have to pick up Clarity, which is not a bad problem. That's a classic album. But just to say within those pitches, Spectrum Extended Mix is probably like one of the closer type things within a pitch like the original song. But this Spectrum Extended Mix, like a jazzy kind of 90s dubstep like kind of crank up to get here. It's vanilla, kind of watered down some for EDM type heat to kind of get within these aspects. It's just kind of pitch as far as saying this is the closest. It has some commercial type aspects about it. Relative nice type one. It's kind of within the fair of like your job is loosening up a bit and saying, well, not going to play like 10 o'clock at night and 2 o'clock in the morning type songs, but just looking for like some flavor where you don't have to be as tight-knit as you were at like noon and 1 o'clock in the afternoon, more miss the heat of the day, pitch like that, just a little bit of loosen up within the fair is a dislike. Probably something to listen to, 4:45, 6:45 pitch like that, just kind of late day type fair within pitch like that to kind of get to like some commerce and just realizing that the dredge of the day has kind of been intact within those pitches. So it's kind of fair, but good aspects for us. Those pitches kind of just watered down, but just the vanilla type EDM type song compared to a good portion of the sound, but just another nice one that has like the particular flair of like the aspect of like makeshift kind of work a day, so it's good type fair. Spectrum Artie Remix has some good type appeal. It's like a quality traffic and fast commerce to kind of get within these aspects just to get around, I'd say, within these pitches here. So this is one of these type ones kind of miss. Within the format, there's not actually a ton of songs like this off this product as far as like the fair, just like the traffic type fair. For the most part, it's either at the dance floor or at like the muzak kind of fair of work as far as those fairs can happen. So this is kind of a nice one for like the traffic of the day. Some of these type of products that just like the in-between. Probably not going to talk super terribly about Taco Bell and like KFC, some of these type fairs within the pitch about this particular album. It's just good type pitch to kind of have like some Johnson Speed Demon type fair within pitch like that amidst the aspect of this kind of. So overall good get around pitch like that. Just going for like a quick John of a snack run, picking up like a nice tasty bag of like Fritos, something like that. Get like the chili cheese Fritos, some of those type ones, the barbecue type chips, pitches like that. Just kind of in a good mood, I'd say. Fairs like that, just kind of some dance prime as far as these fairs go. So just in route. Just feeling hella right type mode, pitches like that, en route to like some dance prime as far as these pitches can happen. So just one of those type ones, just making a beeline for it as far as those pitches can happen. Just to miss like the fair, just like, alright, task taken care of, just kind of time to get towards the tear up pitches like that. Probably, I would say within certain type sentences, it can also just be a good type song just to be done with like the day fair, but considering the energy of this particular song, it actually has some solid enough kind of blurriness about it. You would think, yeah, you could listen to this Monday, but if you have to go back to work the next day at like Tuesday, something like that, it just kind of saps away some of the energy, but it might just be just overall excitement, but definitely excellent type blisteringness for Thursday, Friday pitches like that, some good type ordeals. Spectrum A-Track and Clockwork Remix is a quality one on here as well within these pitches, like a dope brave kind of industrial dubstep to kind of get here within these products. Just another taste like some 90s type flair, good pitches like that. Great nice one to work a sweat to, some of these type fairs, just a techno sweep as far as these fairs are going to go. So this one definitely reminds of like Orgy, the band, when you think of hit songs like Blue Monday and like Stitches, some of those type ones just within pitches like that, some of those type bands within some of those type aspects. Definitely feels ripped out of like, now, considering this came out of 2012, some of those type aspects, but this feels like Marilyn Manson from like, particularly like the Mechanical Animals album and Orgy from '98, Rob Zombie from Hellbilly Deluxe, some of those type fairs. Definitely like songs like particular Dragula, good pitches like that as far as those ordeals kind of happen. Now, it's not full bound industrial, but it just has like the pitch of this Y2K type flavor pitches like that as far as those ordeals can have. But definitely a good, nice one to work a sweat to. Just get some good dance crank going. Just kind of being amidst the dance floor, just gonna really cut loose a little bit, just within traditional type fashion. Just you earned it. Just you earned it type fair. So those type pitches to really have like that particular get up. Just you earned it type fair to really have that particular pitch. Just like some tear up pitches like that. Spectrum Monster Remix is nice on here as well within these pitches, like a pensive and busy kind of set of wilds kind of have within the aspects of it here. There's some enjoyment about this song, but it just feels like tasks are calling some of these type pitches. So it's just that typical kind of paranoia, monkeys on your back type fare. This just pitches some of those type ones, the fretting type songs that sometimes 2010s type songs we kind of have within those pitches. Just something, not to say full bound horrible, but just the pitch as far as like if you do have to. Supposing you have to work overtime Wednesday and it's Monday, some of those type of pitches, but you want to go out Monday, something like that, some degree of date night, something like that. Just kind of like, hey, you're all of a sudden you're at the dance floor Monday, but you have shit to do in the next couple days. It's kind of pitch as far as some of those type of products are just getting towards the cut loose of this. Time is of the essence type of just careful kind of crunk as far as this pitch can happen. Just that typical kind of paranoia pitches like that within some type of ordeals with good type of aspects. Spectrum Dennis Koyu remix is quality on here as well within these pitches, like a good suburban kind of trap flavored demon time crank to kind of get within these aspects within these pitches. Just definitely some dames mingled, kind of get here, just a good nice one to sip to. Some of these type pitches to get some drink in your system. So this one's kind of within the flavor, a little bit more considering like the mixtape type scene pitches like that. Some of those type flavors within the aspect of like more trap type aspects, the way things were kind of within that ravenous. It's not as much full bound where it's going to be within the aspect of hearing like the T Streets Waterlog or some of those type pitches, other type you're in like the T Streets Waterlog or Mike Will made it Waterlog, some of those type pitches, but just kind of missed the aspect as far as saying within some of those type tones. This is like the closest one that kind of has more of like a full bound kind of rap type fit towards as far as the pitch can happen. Just a real kind of tear up within the pitch. It's probably something the way Rick Ross and some of those type folks would kind of do like drill type songs in the pitch, just within the aspect. This feels like a David Guetta flavored rap song within some of those type pitches, just getting a more commercial type trap with like aspect of like some EDM flavor mixed in. So it's kind of Dennis Koyu remix. This feels like a Buzz single ripped out of 2011, 2012 pitch like that. Some stuff where it deals with good type pitch about it. Good type pitch about it, get some dames, some drinks, some of those type pitches with the aspect as far as these pairs going to happen. Spectrum, Grigori, Klossman, and Tristan Garner Knights remix is quality on here as well within these aspects. Definite like venue embellished kind of get here, just a neon night I'd say about this particular one, just go ham within these aspects. This has like a certain kind of dramatic type bravado about it, very triumphant, just like stomp around within pitches like that, but it's just the aspect of really getting towards the product, having like some crunk in there. It's a comfy and cozy ass night within these pitches as far as the 4 months kind of happens. So just kind of within the appeal, just getting towards the probably some fair where you got a number of hours where you're going to be amidst like some venue type fair. Just get used to the place for a little bit within these pitches. Probably 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock p.m. just amidst like, yep, it's going to be a hell of a night. Some of these type fairs just get towards the product, money's right. Some of these type pitches just going to really cut loose some of these type fairs. So this excellent type aspect kind of get that excitement going. Spectrum Congo Rock remix is a heater on here as well. Definite blister out this one. It's like amidst like some heavy dance snarl to kind of get, I'd say, just a steamid kind of crunk and shit face kind of get within these aspects. Get hella right to this song, some of these type pitches. This is probably the most vicious song out of all the remixes on here, I'd have to say. Probably this one, Monster remix, and possibly like Grigori Klossman and Tristan Garner Knights remix are kind of some of these type ones. And I'd probably say actually the Armin van Buren remixes has some of that tear up as well. But probably Congo Rock probably is within like the top 2 or 3 of like the most vicious songs on here within these aspects as far as the fair's gonna have. This really just has like a swirl type one to kind of get real paced type one. This is kind of one to kind of keep the safety presets in mind within these pitches as far as the aspect's going to happen, not to get too overbearing within pitches like that, but it's kind of nice one to just be like, yep, it's going to be a hell of a night within some of these type pitches. It's kind of fair. Congo Rock remix is an example of the sort of viciousness that EDM can get to within some of these type fairs. Now within the pitch, this probably has less kind of centric like muzak makeshift type friendliness, but it is kind of pitch once you get past some of those type fairs where it is more amidst like past 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock p.m. as that starts to swash away pitches like that. It's kind of the ordeal, really getting some tarot going. So it's just kind of pitch, blurs it pretty well. It's this excellent aspect. Zedd was capital at doing that sort of stuff. That happens on the Clarity album. Just pitches like that happens on the Spectrum EP as well as good pitches like that. I think one of the last ones I haven't talked about on here is the Spectrum Armin van Buren remix, which is some good type appeals as well. It's like a good mild kind of dark wave EDM bounce to kind of get within these products. This crank, but probably around 8 o'clock p.m. kind of bang as far as these pitches kind of happen. So this one has traces of Jeffree Star in there, not as full bound, but just a pitch, just Jeffree Star familiar type flavor pitch like that. A little bit of blood on the dance floor. Some of these type folks with the pitch just like that traditional kind of just the way it was in late 2000s, early 2010s. Some of those type ones feels less kind of EDM and more just a miss like dark wave and thing. Feels more amidst like dark wave things like that within some of these type pitches, just like crunk, probably a direction that this album probably could have went in, but this kind of keeps it a little bit more commercial bound. I mean, this album has a little bit mildly more commercial flavor. I feel like Clarity probably was a little bit more vicious now, but this does have the vicious crank up, but it just kind of keeps in mind like the aspect of kind of sounds just a little bit more handholdsy this time. So I'd say full bound like that, like it's mild sauce, but it's just kind of pitch as far as saying it just has the aspect as far as just keeping in mind like the flavor as far as saying that. It's not to say it's full blown kind of chaperone pitch like that, but it just kind of has the tone as far as just saying within the aspect that you just get like a healthy serving, like the content as far as saying that it has some good appeal towards SFW type crowd within pitch like that as far as those ordeals. But this is a pretty tear up type song. Definitely say it's dark wave, but it kind of meets you halfway within a mild distance, maybe 45-55, maybe 45 to SFW, 55 to not, kind of within those pitches as far as those pitches. I haven't missed the aspect of like EDM kind of mild kind of commercial, probably something that's probably like 7 o'clock, probably something 7:45, 8 o'clock p.m. pitches like that, just kind of getting towards the tear up, but kind of just chunking the deuce like, all right, this is what I'm up to within these pitches, just getting past like the muzak type barrier within pitches. So it's kind of a good kind of dance floor kind of flip mode to kind of get towards this thing, start to get tore up, good pitches like that. I think the last one I haven't talked about on here is the song Humans. This is some good type of appeal. It's like a red hot kind of factory EDM kind of tear up to get within these products. This anchors the album pretty well, I'd have to say. Prime electronica music pitches like that. This great song to get slanted to. I'd definitely say just classic type song pitches like that. So this within the appeal. This is a good example. Now within the pitch, it might have been kind of extraneous to put like the original Spectrum song on this particular EP, but would have been good type pitch for folks that don't know that original song to kind of say that that song probably should have been on here. But Human is a good example. It's another buzz type single. It's just like a secret type song that works like a gem factor pretty well within these pitches. So it's just a quality type one, just a good 1-2 punch. Within the aspect of the hit song Spectrum, the hit song Human works like an excellent type that. Just to say the hit song Spectrum, the hit song Human works like an excellent 1-2 punch with some hit Zedd songs that kind of happened in the summer of 2012 pitch like that. So it's a real good tear up this factor type one. It's another of the most vicious songs on here, I'd have to say. This would have been an interesting type pitch if this would have gotten a remix, because just some good type fire pitch like that. But just further fury, just white hot typeness, the EDM was kind of on in 2012, good pitches like that. So I think that particularly takes care of this album as far as these pairs going to happen. Just EP gets a 10 out of 10 pitch like that. So score, I'm going to go ahead and give it 10 out of 10. Now this album does appeal to like the factory type aspect of getting the makeshift kind of in there in the music. So it has the flavors, songs for between, maybe not so much morning type fits the whole time, but just a little bit, probably 11 o'clock in the morning to getting towards 3 o'clock. Some of these type ones like Spectrum Acoustics, the biggest type one for that. Spectrum Extended Mix does a little bit. There's some ones on here like particular this really has like some dusk hours fits pretty well within these pitches. I mean, you do get some vicious type tear up on here getting past like 8 o'clock p.m. pitches like that, but it also has kind of like the fits like the occasional type one, maybe like some coworker type fits where it has to be mildly kind of SFW within pitch. It is like some congregate pitch like that to go out with some work buddies pitch like that, or dismiss the ordeal like some music that allows for like EDM to kind of be played within a relative kind of mild sauce type fashion, but just within pitch as far as saying just realizing that you want to realizes that sometimes the tasks are asking as far as those pairs. Not to say full bound like you're going to be getting tore up to like blitzing, but just the pitch as far as just saying within the product of this, you can get cozy a little bit within those appeals. So just kind of aspects as far as saying, but good type pitch as far as those pairs, kind of blending in between muzak type fare of like noon and 3 o'clock in the afternoon to getting past 8 o'clock p.m. where the tear up roll happens. So just 10 for that. Humans, an excellent song, good exclusive to this product that anchors it even further, good pitch like that. So 10 socials. In terms of future, not really as full bound sure what Zedd's full bound been up to within these pitches. Like, yeah, he dropped the new album in the summer of 2024, pitches like that, so some excellent type of ordeals. He's pretty much a pro at this particular stage doing like EDM pitches like that, just these dance rumblers, some of these type of aspects. So it's interesting to see what some of those type fairs wind up later on. But he definitely had some fire in some of these type of aspects. This like a good expansion pack of the Fury and the prime kind of Midas touch that he had in 2012 and the early 2010s pitches like that. Just a capital type staple, just good, nice shot in the arm, I'd have to say.